Now I see the timer.
It's 8:40.
8:40 East Coast time.
8:40.
8:40.
It's 5:40 over here.
Yeah.
West Coast time. There we go. Hello, everybody. This is Johnny Beane. What time is it? Oh, 8:40.
8:40 East Coast time.
8:40 East Coast time. 5:40 p.m. Pacific here in Santa Cruz, California. December 3rd, 2019. Welcome. Welcome, everybody.
Happy Giving Day, everybody.
Happy Giving Day.
Indeed.
Or Giving Tuesday. What's it called? Giving Tuesday?
Yes, Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday. Happy Giving Tuesday, everybody.
Nice. Nice. Wow. David Nesdahl. Hey, man.
What's happening?
I talked over that burp.
I burped?
No, I did.
Oh.
Right when I said David, it was like there was a burp in there.
I thought for some reason I thought you heard me burp, and I'm like, wait, did I not feel that?
Good to see you, man. Nice light over your head. Very nice.
That's a halo.
It's a hello.
That's a hello. Hello.
Wow, John Mancuda. Good to see you, man.
Good to see everybody. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday.
I hope you all gave to various charities, like the Mancuda Penis Foundation and all the other charities. For those of you that did not hit my Facebook today, give it a check out. I'm stumping for an animal shelter that a couple of my friends have been. Everyone's giving money to charities today, it's a great holiday, of course. But everyone's spread thin to their favorite charities. I'm stumping for an animal shelter, and go over to my Facebook sometime tonight if you feel like dropping a couple of bucks to a charity and you don't know what to do, but you love animals, you love dogs, cats. So, just saying, I got a pretty funny meme up there too. So, there you go.
Cool. Yeah. I saw your posts. I woke up this morning, saw them on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah,
with the
Scooby-Doo.
The Scooby-Doo meme.
Giving Tuesday.
Wow. So welcome everybody. And sorry we're a little bit on the later side tonight. I was at the studio doing a mixing project thing and I couldn't get out of there. I tried. But luckily I got here and booted everything up and started right at the time where I had put it at, second time.
There you go.
All good.
It's all good.
Yeah. So should we see who's in the? Do you want to do it, John?
Let's
Can you see it?
I didn't get it on my iPad. Let's see. Doing the roll call. Hold on. Check more on Tuesday. Watch me F everything up. Hold on. Live chat. Who's in the chat? Scrolling up. Okay, here we go. Welcome, everybody, including the Dave, Joe Hervey 84. How are you, man? Nightbot in the house. Mike Neese, Ben Coombs, possibly Amanda Coombs. We'll see as we go on. Gary Tholander, Chris Bevan. The original. Oh, fuck me. Here I go. See, I screwed that up. The original Paramount. Wow. The original Paramount. That's the old movie studio in the house.
Yeah. The original one's here?
The original one is here.
Wow.
So that's back to the 1920s or something. Before talkies ruined the industry for everyone. Let's see. Jim Nicholas in the house. Fruitcake Tony, how are you, my brother? The Chad in the house, how are you? Mark Dillon. Shauna Marie sings, she sure does. Hugh Caldwell. Vistalite 1972. Mike Neese. Blank Palette 2, Linny Lou and Mary. Alley Cat's in the house. Guitarded's in the house.
Welcome.
Kelly is in the house. David Scher. Thank you for sharing our videos, by the way. You were well named by your parents.
Thank you. Thank you so much, David Sherry. I had no time today to do any of that, and I saw that he did all that on his own. Thank you so much, man.
Bry, the singing guy. What a name that is. Huh? What a fun name that is. I'm Bry, the singing guy. That's a fun one. Let's see. It's always fun to like not repeat everybody, but I wind up doing it anyway. John Bulware, how are you, brother? John BL 5150, our resident Google. Tube Supio, Jim Nicholas, David Ennis, Steve Carmichael.
Hey,
love that. John Windsor in the house. Charlie S. Cheech Canada. Michael James. And Janice Lala just entering the room. And everyone else. How are you on this Rockin' Tech Moron Tuesday? Giving Tuesday. Yeah! Give till it hurts. Yeah, so listen, it's not too late to give to a charity. If you guys, float your favorite charity, I'm sure it's happy to accept your PayPal donation on Facebook or whatever you're going to give. Right? Just the same way. Yeah. Make sure I give to the Nesdall Foundation. There you go.
$1.
Yeah. Hey, that's 100 times me grabbing a penny. So that's a lot of effort.
$1.
Well, I gave all my money to the animal shelter.
It's our normal bet.
There it is. Well, you'll have to blow me later for that, but we'll do it after the show.
Mortimer.
Ichabod marker right in my pants. So we got a lot to talk about. We got metal stuff to talk about. We got non-metal stuff to talk about. We got so much to talk about. Let's see. Mute the Bozo wants to know if it's too late to change his name to Rumple Foreskin. No, go for it, man.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving, by the way, since I didn't see you guys Thanksgiving. Johnny, what did you do over Thanksgiving?
That's right. On the actual Thanksgiving, I went to a movie.
They served turkey in the theater? Or?
No. Oh, I had a turkey and brie sandwich from Pete's, Pete's Coffee, and then I went and saw a movie called Knives Out.
You saw Knives Out,
which was really good.
Well, that's cool,
actually.
But
although,
was that your turkey dinner? I mean, that turkey sandwich
on Thanksgiving, it was. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't have an actual Thanksgiving.
Oh, dude.
Dinner.
Dude, I thought you have poultry all over your house. I thought you'd be chasing one of the chickens or something.
Nah, they're pets. But I had it great. Great time anyway. Great week. Wow,
man. Yeah, Jim Nicholas, we're gonna talk about Ace Frehley. I do. It's like a helicopter overhead or something. Or something's flying low overhead. We're about to get bombed.
There's a helicopter and a World War II plane.
That'd be great if we get bombed by like a World War II B-52 or something during the live show. That would be good TV. I smell the ratings.
That'd be weird.
So many good YouTube views. I'd make that sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I ate. I got the large popcorn, and then ate it all during the movie, and then I got the refill, and I ate some on the way home, and I got home and I had the worst stomach ache the whole next day. It was awful.
Oh well, dude, that greasy butter.
Yeah.
That's not even butter. It's just like grease flavored or butter flavored grease. I mean, it's just like that'll push everything right through.
Grease flavored grease.
Yeah.
So
sandwich through.
Yeah, so I used to say, I'll go see a movie just for the popcorn. Now I won't.
You wait. You would just don't we have like a popcorn sponsor? One of Jay's friends, isn't he like sponsor?
What happened to that?
Didn't we have something?
What happened to that guy? Yeah. Was it Jay?
You stopped talking about him, and they stopped sponsoring.
Was it Jay? His friend.
One of his friends has like this really great. Jay, you in here?
Man, how'd you know about that?
Because I watched the show.
That was like years ago.
I watched the show like everyone else should. I'm on Tuesdays, but that doesn't mean I watch Fridays and Saturdays.
That's right. Michael Smith bought some popcorn from him. It was like a tin. That's right.
Yeah, it was supposedly like really good popcorn.
Yeah, that I would get. That sounds good. That's gourmet. Gourmet popcorn sounds amazing. Movie theater popcorn, can't do it anymore. No, it was just awful. I felt like puking that whole night and that whole next day. It was awful.
There's something to look forward to. So your ass is making like Rice Krispie treats for you, right? Like popcorn balls you get on Halloween, just all stuck together. The turkey and the popcorn all bonded together in the toilet. It's like matzo ball soup in there floating around.
Yeah. No, I didn't have any problems with any of that. It was having the feeling of puking the whole day. That's what it was. Just the urge, It's terrible. But anyway, the movie was really good, you guys. Knives Out. Stars Daniel Craig. Don Johnson was in it. I don't remember the girl's name, but apparently she'll be in the next Bond with Daniel. But I would recommend not watching the trailer because the trailer kind of gives a little too much away. I would just go see it, blind. Knives Out. It's really good. I really recommend it.
Did anyone see The Irishman? I've heard so many mixed reviews.
No, no.
Did you see anything?
No, I heard that it was terrible. That if you've seen Goodfellas and Casino, you don't need to see it.
But I love I could watch those two movies like over and over and over again. But I heard like the special effects,
it's not as gory as Goodfellas. It's not as graphic.
That's disappointing. It's 3.5 fucking hours.
3.5 hours, and it's not as graphic. So why go?
Wow.
I mean, I've heard it's really long. Some people are like, oh, it's a winner, and some people like it just drags on, and some people are complaining about the special effects that makes them young because they have that, that computer CGI or something that is over their faces and makes them look young, but their bodies are still like teetering around like older men, So the fight scenes are looking a little fake, but I don't know.
Weird.
Mike Neese, Knockers Up. When that one comes out, I'll be seeing that. Sure.
That one's straight to
my house.
To DVD. Straight in the paper bag.
Yeah. You bet. I'm on Amazon right now.
He is.
Yeah, here I am ordering it. Knockers Out. Yeah, and then there's this French fry shortage going on. Did you hear about this? You like French fries, right? Dave, you eat French fries a lot?
Very rarely.
No? Johnny, you do, right?
I do, but the doctor said stop.
Well, your doctor's in luck because apparently the weather has affected the French fry potatoes.
Taters. No more taters. No more taters.
The Idahos and the whatever those other big ones are that they use for making French fries, because you need a big potato to make French fries. Mm-hmm. So they slice long and nice. The little ones aren't affected, but those big ones that are used for French fries like really took a beating this winter and this fall. So there's like a shortage now. You're gonna see the price of French fries going up
everywhere.
Yeah, well, in the U.S.
And you mean like fast food French fries, like?
Yeah, like fast food French fries.
That's the only kind, though, right?
Anyone that's making potato, not those healthy French fries that you see over Whole Foods, organic, natural, baked French fries.
The baked, the sweet potato, sweet potato fries, man. Those are good, man.
Yeah. Sweet tater fries.
Sweet taters. I don't know if those are affected. And I don't think tater tots will be affected because those are like all shredded and everything. Hash browns, you should be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anti-DIY HVAC says, did that dude get a new thumb yet? Are you talking Dave or the one that I shoved up my ass this morning? Which one are you referring to? It's a russet. Thank you, Gary Tholland. A russet potatoes is the other one I was trying to think of.
Wow,
Chuck Booth's doctor also is telling him to lay off the potatoes. Come on, we just had Thanksgiving. I had a mountain of mashed potatoes. I made for Thanksgiving. I made for my buddy. I went over his house this early in the morning. His family does a big Thanksgiving, and I make like amazing potatoes. So I made this big vat for them of like, I use Yukon Gold and like probably like 10 pounds of butter and cream and salt, and it's just like the most heavenly potatoes you've ever had in your life. And that was like the last licks, I guess, for potatoes for some people, because it's like, Thanksgiving, you can't not have potatoes, right? Yeah. So
I like potatoes.
There you go. Dave's going to suffer during this potato shortage.
No, I'm really.
It's like the Irish potato famine. We're going to be that desperate. We'll be fighting with everyone. The potato famine. Yeah.
Man, potatoes.
Potatoes. Anti-DY HVAC. The bald dude.
I don't know. Anti-DIY HVAC. Did you get a new dick yet?
Damn.
Man.
Damn. He talking about your dick.
Dude, you're not supposed to give in to that stuff, man.
I'm not giving in. I'm just playing along with it.
It's not going to stop. That's not stopping.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. You watch. Wrenches out. Why do I have a towel around my neck? Because I like to jerk off on my own face. So when I do, if Dave isn't hungry and feel like licking it up, I just do this. And I'm like, oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
That's why I have a towel around my neck. So anyway, back to the show.
Dang.
We've entertained that shit enough.
Oh, my gosh.
So we got a lot of music news to talk about. Let's jump right into it.
R2, R3 for the win.
Oh, there it is. Well done, R2, R3. Wrench is out, boys and girls. All right, let's jump into music news. So, as we all know, Motley Crue, Poison, and Def Leppard announcing a tour. They're officially announcing it, I think, tomorrow, because Poison's got a timer on their website counting down to something. I think that's the official announcement of the tour. Obviously, everyone knows, the Vince Neil thing with having to lose 40 pounds, and they're actually doing a big some sort of petition to get Vince to lose 40 pounds. It's a done deal, guys. He's got to lose the weight. It's not even something that can be negotiated. That's part of the contract to get that $150 million. But the newest part is, as we were talking last week, a fourth band will be announced opening up for Poison. And Stryper, if you remember them, the Christian metal band, they jumped into the news as, whoa, we're the most appropriate act for this. We should be chosen. Now,
the guy had the worst vocals in rock and roll back then.
Love him, hate him. I don't know. I'm not into Christian metal personally, although I have to admit Holy Soldier, I think, is an amazing band. And, look, they're talented musicians, but I could think of at least off the top of my head, like 20 bands I want to see more than Stryper. And that's just like a minimum. I have no desire to see Stryper as the opening act for that. I don't even think it's like appropriate, like a good enough act. Are there any Stryper fans out there? Because I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I mean, again, nothing against the guys. I'm sure they're nice guys. I know they're good, competent players. I personally just was never drawn to their music. I mean, that's just my thing. So, like I said, I've we've gone over and over and over. Someone hinted online that it's a short-haired band, not a long-haired band, but still relevant to that genre. So that could be something like, Night Ranger maybe, or who else was thrown into the mix there?
Do they have short hair?
I think Night Ranger does, right?
Only Brad Gillis.
Brad
Gillis, the guitar player.
Right. Has
short hair. He's the only guy in the band with short hair.
Okay. Let's see. Who else was it? I thought of Night Ranger. I thought of not known for being a hair band, I think is the best way to put it. Eduardo Moreno Porto. Good evening. So again, I mean, Stryper's really stumping for it, and here's their list of reasons that they feel they should be the contender for this slot. I mean, they're really stumping for this. They say because Motley Crue has never done things by the book, they've always surprised people, and by adding Stryper to the tour, it would definitely raise some eyebrows.
No one would show up for it.
I wouldn't give a frog's fat ass. My eyebrows wouldn't be raised. My dick sure wouldn't be raised. Number 2, musically, it works. It just does. I look at our audiences every night and see Motley Crue and Def Leppard and Poison t-shirts. Whether we all want to admit it or not, we have the same fan base for the most part, although their fan base is much larger than ours. But musically, I think it would work perfectly. Stryper is at the top of our game musically right now, and I think the entire tour will be performing at its best. Just because you see T-shirts in the audience doesn't mean that they're the same fan base. I mean, the Kardashians wear metal shirts now, and they don't know a damn thing about metal.
A lot of people, thanks to Target, a lot of people wear shirts and they don't even know.
Yeah, it's just the $5 bin has like everything, Just because they have a Captain America shirt on doesn't mean he should open up for the bands either.
Vista Light 1972 says Apollo Creed should open for them.
Oh yeah, I would rather.
I think he should do his dance and sing that James Brown song. Living in America. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yeah. Chuck Booth says get Keel.
He's a country artist. He won't do it.
Krellbar says, I don't think adding Stryper would hurt or help the tour at all. Look, if you're going to go see those 3 bands, you're not going to, you're not going to not have a great time. I mean, they're terrific bands. Like I said, I'm sure going to see it, but, I don't see anyone running to see Stryper. I don't think they're going to add anything. I think people will mostly skip it. I mean, that's me. Maybe there's some fans, they love that song, honestly. Some guys enjoy it to hell with the devil. Again, very competent artists, not my cup of tea. Mike Neese says Twisted Sister.
They won't do it.
I'd love to see Twisted Sister.
They won't do it, and I'll tell you why. Because Dee Snider thinks he should probably head the whole, be the headlining thing.
Well, he was challenged that recently. Dee Snider was challenged to because he was criticizing Motley Crue for doing that reunion, and he said, "Well, greed kind of works, greed kind of works," and that's basically what's been going on. So, someone basically called him on and says, "Well, Dee, if greed works, do we expect a Twisted Sister reunion?" And he hasn't replied to it, but it's out in the air now. I'd love to see it. TKO. The original Paramutant says Rat. Rat is probably, along with Tesla, the top 2 names I've heard bandied about that people would like to see. But
Rat needs to get DeMartini back in the band.
That's it. Piercy is singing for them again. So they worked out that. But without Warren, if they could talk Warren into that, then hey, and Carlos Cavazo, I'd love to see in Robin's place. So, look, I'd love to see that. And, Dave Mann says, too bad Winger's not given a shot. Who says they aren't? I think they would be terrific. I think Warren would be terrific. There's a lot of bands. We talked about this last week. There's a lot of bands that would fit that bill. I don't think Stryper is one of them. They think they're the ultimate choice for that move. And they go on. The encore could be an epic mashup of Shout at the Devil and To Hell with the Devil. Does anyone on earth want to see that fucking train wreck colliding?
I think.
How would you mash that up?
I think Vincent Weiner's right. I think Y&T would be a great shot.
Y&T would be a great opening
awesome.
band. And again, appropriate. Kicks also, I think, would be a great choice.
So nobody's been actually confirmed for this then?
Not yet. They're still keeping it secret and in discussions, apparently. I don't know if they've even picked an act. But again, someone said, well, we are going to pick an act. We have an act in mind, blah, blah, blah. Nothing's official yet.
Because I swear I saw a poster yesterday that had the fourth or fifth, whatever band it is, added to it.
What band was it?
I can't remember.
Oh, Johnny.
It was a name though. It was a.
It was a name. Do a show on rock, right?
It was a name band, dude. I was on Twitter. You wouldn't believe what I went through on Twitter yesterday.
Water.
The whole thing with Billie Eilish, you know.
Well, we're gonna
which we'll talk about.
We're gonna talk about the Billie Eilish thing too. That's another. There's a lot of music news today.
Man, but yeah, I swear I saw a poster and it had Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and then I had another name on it. I saw it.
Was the other name question mark?
No. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Did anybody else see this? It was either Twitter or Facebook or I just looked at Def Leppard's site and I don't see anything for anything on there.
R2R3 says Kingdom Come should open up. Dude, that they somehow got on that Monsters of Rock tour. That was their swan song, man.
Yeah, it was over before.
You never heard from them again. You never heard from them again. Let's see. Sean Mahoney says maybe Dokken with Lynch.
They're doing their own thing.
They're doing their own thing with Lynch Mob and Dokken touring next year. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot more bands. Even in the chat, everyone's talking 100 different names. Better choices than Stryper. And then they close out with this reason. More than ever in the history of music, we need someone to make a bold statement that says, no matter how different we may seem as human beings, we're really all just the same. And this would be Motley Crue's chance to unite a very divided world right now. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry. You're joining that tour would not bring the world together right now. Kumbaya, it's not going to happen. We just want a nice concert. We don't want to put aside our knives. We don't want to put aside our political differences. We just want to enjoy the fucking show. So no, Stryper, I'm not going to stump for you. I'm sorry. Nothing personal, but I think there's 100 better choices. So there you go. Aldo Nova, that would be a good choice.
He's one of the guys that started this whole genre.
Yeah, and Loverboy.
Like 1981?
81, I think, came out. Aldo's self-titled, right? And then you had Subject. No, then you had Twitch, right? And then Subject. Mm-hmm. Terrific stuff. And then Blood on the Bricks later on. And again, Bon Jovi supported, and Jay doesn't want Steel Panther. Why, man? I think Steel Panther would be a good opening act. I mean, pretty obvious, but Loverboy would be an interesting choice.
I don't think Steel Panther would be a good choice because even though they're fun and they're a great band, they make fun of that genre. That their music is making fun of that whole genre.
Yeah, but they can actually play. Russ
it doesn't matter. It's I don't think it would, I just don't. I mean, personally, I don't care. I'd go watch them anyway.
Sure.
But I think bands like Motley Crue and Poison, because of the lyrics and the content that they wrote back then, that would be a slap in the face to those bands.
I still support Steel Panther as like a legitimate band, even though the lyrics are comedic and fun. And, I think, look, I get the jokes. Jay says they should bring a younger band and pass the torch. I don't see a problem with that. If it's a band like, we were talking about before, like Crazy Licks or one of those, Brittany Fox, another good choice. Let's see.
Yeah, I wish I could remember what I saw because it had another band's name on it, and it looked like an actual thing. But if nobody else has heard anything.
Chris Bevan says Talus. Talus. Holy shit, I haven't heard that name in a
Great
million
band.
years. Great band, yeah. I mean, you had some really good guys in it. Billy Sheehan was in there. Bruno Ravel was in there at one point. Mike Neese says, how about Van Halen with Sammy and Mike? Hey,
yeah, because they would open for Poison.
well, Sammy's into it, though. He'd do it. He'd do it. Let's see. Motley Crue, specifically Nikki Sixx, recently had a feud with Steel Panther. That's actually a great point, Keith Michael. They would not have Steel Panther because of that, because they did have a feud recently between Motley Crue and Steel Panther. Renus Pinkle, Trickster, Warrant, Paramount, the Scorpions. Come on, man. The Scorpions is a headliner. They're a real headliner, man. And they're going out next year with Whitesnake across Australia. So they're doing a big tour on the other side of the world. Crocus, Grim Reaper, small bands, but hey, listen, I would be okay with a lot of those bands. Shotgun Messiah, a little small, but I like them. New York Dolls.
I don't think any of those guys are still alive.
New York Dolls, are they still? Who's still there? Buster Poindexter? Is he even still on? Is that you, Santa Claus?
Well, that wasn't his name in that band, though.
Yeah, no. He became Buster Poindexter. Anti-DIY Fax is Blackie, Lawless. Well, again, Wasp. Wasp would be good. John Bulware is again back. He's like 20 minutes behind. John Bulware is talking about The Irishman.
Poor guy.
How does he'll
get it one day.
How does he always come in 20 minutes late? John Bulware, we love you, brother, but we got to fast forward. We're on to something else. LA Guns, TWF 78847 says LA Guns, another great one. Saxon.
Hang on 1 second. 7 over 8. If you're in the chat, why don't you just come in here and join us? And your voice can be heard. You're here. May as well be here.
There's room, man. I like he says, Steel Pen 15th there. Ted Nugent's too big to open for Poison. Man of War. Wow, Man of War. Can you imagine? White Lion. Now, White Lion would be a really great choice if Vito Bratta wanted to like jump back into playing that.
You bet a fucking woodshed.
Oh my God, that would be fucking terrific. Let's see, Jackal. Nah, I don't know if Jackal would fit. TNT, another vote for TNT. Faster Pussycat would be another great band. The guitar player in Roxy Blue.
I wouldn't know.
Eddie Wannabe. I don't know the name. I know the band. I know the band. I don't know the name. Night Ranger, I was saying earlier, would be good. Firehouse would be fine. I saw them with Tesla. They were great.
They had a lot of hits.
They were
Firehouse
good.
had a lot of hits.
They were good.
They should be bigger than they were.
They came in that last arc of the 80s hair bands, you know. Red Dragon Cartel. That's a tough one, man. Because, you know, Jake is bigger, but, you know, obviously, John Bulware is talking about.
Mr. Big will never play together again.
John Bulware is talking about russet potatoes and French fries now. He's so far behind. I just want to reach through the screen and just fast forward him to where we are.
Here we go.
Nelson, Brendan.
Ellie.
Look out.
Hey, it's Ellie.
Hi.
Ellie's joining us live.
And thank you for taking my advice, bro.
Hi.
Do you like French fries, Ellie?
Oh, yeah. That's creepy. Stop it.
What? The French fry shortage?
Sounds like an old man pickup line.
No.
You like French fries?
I've got some French fries and dipping sauce for you. Well, she's gonna be heartbroken when the shortage kicks in. Look, he's got a dog there. What do you want? An ark? He's got everyone there. Jeez.
Go.
The whole family affair.
We're hanging out here, so I can't jump on the show. Well, I'm jumped on now.
Well, you're on. You're on. So what are your top 3 votes for this?
Well, like I said in the chat, I don't think that these bands that are at their twilight really think about trying to pass the torch to a new band, a younger band, to help kind of carry
Hi, Jeannie.
that style of music on.
Hi,
Jeannie.
But I would love to see. Well, let me try to get it.
Get her.
Come on, let's see that belly. Let's see that. Oh!
Oh my God.
And Leon's getting larger.
So anyway, yeah, I'd love to see him. You know, I don't want Steel Panther because, I think Dave kind of touched on it too. It's like, yeah, the music is there, and obviously they're super, super, super talented. But it's just like it's a parody. It's everything's a goof on that type of music, and I just don't think, especially with the whole Motley Crue feud with those guys, that it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree with the feud.
So I mean, I'd love to see him find a younger band that is still relevant and putting out new music consistently, to kind of say, hey, this is a band that's younger. They're still putting out music. Let's let them kind of gain some popularity and continue this type, this style and carry the torch type of thing.
If they're younger, they're starting to put out music because guys in this genre aren't young anymore.
No.
But what Jay's saying is to have someone young
that's starting to put out music.
starting to put out music that has some traction. They'll get a lot more traction opening for these guys that everybody knows.
Like Crazy Legs.
Yes.
Yeah.
As an example. I mean, there's a couple other bands.
Perfect example. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see something like that because, I mean, like I heard Stryper before, like Lynch Mob and stuff like that, and even Dokken. But yeah, of course they're going to bring more people, but they're not a band that you're going to like help kind of gain any kind of their fans are their fans.
I mean, that makes sense because think back in the day, that's what used to happen when bands were starting out. They'd be tagged onto Metallica's opener or Dokken's opener or Bon Jovi's opener. Bon Jovi opened for Kiss at one point. Now they're probably equal.
Yep. That'd be great if they did. I mean, think of it this way. You got Motley Crue and you got Def Leppard and Poison. Like how many more people do you want to bring in?
Yeah. Every seat's going to
be you have as many, those are going to be sold out.
Yeah.
So bring somebody in and, kind of help this music along, keep it carrying. Because, the more and more generations that keep this music going, the more records they're going to sell down the road,
I agree with that. I do.
Is a fourth band?
Supposedly there's a fourth band, but there's like rumors.
There's rumors there's a fourth band. No one's been revealed yet. Brendan Buttcheek says Gizmachi would be a good What do you think?
We'd be booed off. We'd be booed so quick.
Oh, come on, man. Don't cut yourself short.
No. God, we'd be booed.
The original Paramount says Dirty Shirley. Well, that's Lynch, isn't it? Isn't that Lynch's new project, Dirty Shirley?
Ugly Kid Joe.
Ugly Kid Joe.
Is it?
Ugly Kid Joe ain't making it. He's serving up at McDonald's. He's worried about the French fry shortage.
Yeah, he is.
Bisto Blanco.
Never heard of him.
Metal Soda. I'm not familiar with Bisto Blanco. I mean, I'm always open to listening to new bands.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else we got. So there's my take on Stryper, and there's Stryper's take on their opinion. Fruitcake Tony says Bang Tango. Now those guys recently reunited with their original lineup, to my understand. Vistalite 1972 says the Iron Maidens. That's hard to put a cover band.
Yeah, no cover bands. No tribute.
I love the Maidens. Personal fan of the Maidens. Love them dearly. Really talented. But no, I can't see it. I'd love to see Sound Barrier. I'd love to see in Living Color. I would see those guys.
Did Jay leave?
Yep.
Jay's
black. It's just a black box. I don't know if he's still here.
Thumb on the camera. Or?
Might be on mute.
I don't know. I'll do this.
He's gone.
If I see him come back, I'll put him back in. But.
Okay. Let's see. Let's move on to another fun story. Speaking of Motley Crue, Mick Mars, his solo album is timed to come out for this tour. So this has been a really highly anticipated solo project that Mick has been working on. And he has, let's see, I think he has 2 songs with There's 2 songs with Karabi. And these were songs written by Mick. So this is like a real labor of love for him. Let's see. 2 songs by Karabi.
He wasn't the main writer in Motley Crue, was he?
Nikki, I think, was the main writer.
Nikki Sixx was like the main dude in that band.
Yeah. So he's really looking forward to this, and you can expect, of course, them throwing in some, Mick Mars songs somewhere in that set. They got it. That had to be part of the compromise, because it's like, okay, Mick, we're going to ask you at whatever, 70 years old or whatever, to stand on stage in Pain again for another 2-hour set every night. So are you in? I'm sure part of the answer was, as long as I get to play something from my new solo album, I'll deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Dog PA, oh, you're nasty, man. He says, are they calling this the Walker and Oxygen tour?
I heard that last week, I think.
It was funny last week. It was funny this week. So I'm going to say it again. Let's see. So that's it. Mick Mars' new album. Looking forward to that. Speaking of new albums, Lita Ford is really excited about her new LP that she's putting out this year or early 2020. And this is the first album she's had in a while. She had one, Living Like a Runaway, in, let's see, was that 2012? Living Like a Runaway?
That was a while ago.
It was, and 2012, Living Like a Runaway. So she's very excited about her album. She says it's going to be dark and it's going to be rocking, sort of in the way Ozzy Osbourne and Alice Cooper are. So, and she's sung with Ozzy before, and hey, listen, I love that dark horror metal sometimes. And Lita's terrific, man. I mean, she's that girl that literally just rips apart guitars. I mean, she's so freaking good. So freaking good. And yeah, Metal Soda says Lita should open. Hey, man, I would have no problem with that. I've seen Lita live a bunch of times. She's terrific. Really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's on tour right now herself, or she will be.
Quentin James says Howie looks very excited about this tour. Has he got a red rocket going on in there? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, he's super excited. Him and Ned,
Neddy Van Halen.
There he is.
Mike Nee says Mick Mars has the worst guitar tone he's ever heard, but he still like him. He's unique. At least he doesn't try to rip off Eddie Van Halen like most players did. The thing about Mick is he's kind of that old school, no nonsense player. He plays just straightforward, good melodic rock. Not a lot of gimmicks, not a lot of flash, but you got to admit, all those songs are really fucking catchy. And it's, again, that's kind of the same way that I look at CC DeVille. No, he's not, aside from the gimmick of, oh, I'm wild, I'm crazy. He's not a crazy technique player like a Steve Vai or something, but he just plays straight ahead, very melodic, catchy songs.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dog PA says odds on the tour are being delayed halfway through due to exhaustion of at least one person. I don't know, man. I think they're gonna get into fighting shape. What do you think?
I mean, I'm sure they're not going to be any drugs and alcohol on the tour. I think it's going to be a lot healthier than you think, because they need to.
Very clean, very, very clean. And speaking of that tour, so Vince Neil was hospitalized recently. He had surgery on his hand.
Okay. I was going to say, did he get the band?
The stomach staple? No. That'd be funny, though.
Be a good way to start losing weight.
No, but he says, there was something wrong with his hand that kept, when I heard he had, something wrong with his hand, I'm like, yeah, it keeps lifting fucking pints of Haagen-Dazs up to your mouth. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong.
He should get surgery to his elbow then.
Grab into Oreos every minute and, turkey legs, it won't let go. It's, yeah, there's something wrong with your hand. something wrong with my hand. I can't stop masturbating, but you know, I'm not having it. I'm not having it taken care of. I'm just sitting next to Dave, and when the urge comes, you know, whatever. But yeah, so you know, we wish Vince well and in recovery from his hand surgery. And
So glad Johnny didn't look up to see what I just did.
yeah, Johnny's not looking up at anything.
Johnny Beane, Johnny Beane, Johnny Beane.
Hey, hey.
I'm looking stuff up. Oh, he had Viking disease.
Viking disease.
That's
yeah,
what he has.
He likes eating mutton, big plates of mutton.
That's where your hand. What was it? Your hand like freezes, right?
Yes.
Hey, by the way, Johnny.
Hello, Amanda Coombs.
Ned is in his bed.
Ned in the bed.
Finally.
Yeah, there he is, right there.
Amanda Coombs entered the room. Hello, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Amanda Coombs.
Hello, everybody. We got 110 people watching this.
Amanda, Shauna. So let's see. So that's Vince Neil's Viking disease. He's eating like a Viking. That's his thing. Hey, look, we love Vince. I mean, you know, it is fun to make the jokes, yeah, because you know, we love punching down, don't we? But you know, hey. Krellbar says Viking disease. Isn't that what Yngwie Malmsteen has? No, that's an ego. That's an oversized ego. That's what Yngwie has. So yeah, no, it's not that. Joe Hervey says, "Is it like trigger finger?" Yeah, imagine Vince holding a gun. I'm sorry, I you know, this disease.
Quite frankly, the worst joke you've ever said.
Well, they can't all be winners. They can't all be winners.
It's most common among individuals older than 60.
And how old is Vince? Vince has to be. Vince is well over 60, right? Isn't he?
Is he?
I know Mick Mars, I think, is like 68 or 69, something like that. He's almost 70.
Well, if you think that they were in their let's say mid 20s in the mid 80s, possibly.
Huh. No, Shauna, I'd actually be masturbating in front of an audience just as well as if I was alone. Trust me. An audience doesn't dissuade me from rubbing one out, I swear. Trust me.
All you need is 2 toothpicks.
I masturbate with like mini chopsticks. It's oh
Gosh.
I just stick one in the hole and twiddle a little bit.
Oh, okay. How do you get Viking's disease? The cause is unknown, but risk factors include family history, alcoholism, smoking, thyroid problems, liver disease, diabetes, previous hand trauma, and epilepsy.
Well, he's got just about every one of those things, right? I mean, his liver's screaming for mercy. And Dutchy5150 says, Ozzy turned 71 today. Happy birthday, Ozzy. And
happy birthday, Larry Mitchell.
Larry Mitchell. Happy birthday, Larry. And
Larry. And I was just on Twitter, and I saw that yesterday was Def Leppard Savage.
Rick Savage?
Vivian Savage. It was his birthday yesterday.
Rick Savage.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Rick.
Right.
Rick is what? The bass player, right?
Yes.
The bass player, yeah.
Rick, the bass player.
Okay. Happy birthday, Rick. A lot of good birthdays. Birthdays.
Every day is someone's birthday, no?
Yeah. That's why I wore my birthday suit, but Dave made me throw clothes on for the show. But wasn't he thrilled when I walked into the room? Rena says he waxed it a lot too. We should talk about that after the show. We'll Skype. We'll have a Skype meeting. We'll have a big Skype circle jerk. It's the Johnny Beane circle jerk, everybody.
You'll be doing that from the road, right?
No, I'll be doing that in the bed. Right in the guest bedroom.
No.
What's that new service called? Do you guys remember
new service?
What was it called?
Her name is Tina. She's on the street corner. That's the service I know.
What was the website? In the chat, you guys remember that site where you go to it, you have a camera, and it just places you with the random stranger. It's like where you talk with whoever. What was that called? There was a site years ago. Howie was actually on it. There's actually a video on the channel here of Howie on it with these 2 dudes, and they're like eating, and they're watching. Howie's like barking at them.
2 guys, 1 dog. Is that the video?
What was that site called? But anyway, there's a new one now called like Omegle or something.
Omegle?
Or something like that. Yeah.
That sounds like a bagel shop.
Something like
You
that.
like cream cheese
Yeah.
on it?
Yeah, you guys. It wasn't Omegle. It was the original Omegle. It was before Omegle.
Omegle. I never
That
heard of
site.
it. So wait, this site was basically like a
There it is. Alley Cat. It was chat roulette. That's what it was.
chat roulette.
Chat roulette. Yeah.
So you're on like a live Skype feed like we are now.
Yeah.
And it places you like with someone else like that way. Like the right there, Dave, right there. No, like Johnny, you would be someone random would just pop up.
It would look just like this.
And does it ask like if you want a guy or a girl or someone young or someone old?
No, it doesn't. I don't think it knows. It's just
So let me get this straight. So I'm sitting there on Skype with my pants around my ankles, a handful of Vaseline, a box of tissues. I'm ready to go. And all of a sudden to my left comes fucking like a 90-year-old man. Hey, man, Kuda, you're back this week too?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Wow.
Mhm.
It's probably like all guys. It's always like a percentage of like, 300
actually,
guys to 1 girl.
These days, it's not. These days, it's not. There's a lot of streamers actually who do Omegle, and they live stream their
masturbatory
the people they meet. There's people that actually live stream that stuff on YouTube.
Wow, and this is just like a sex cam kind of thing.
No.
It will be if I'm
well, it could be, but it's not. But the original site, I don't know why we're talking about this, but chat roulette,
because
you brought it up.
Everybody's horny.
Chat roulette, man. It's like you would log in, and next thing you know, you would be looking at one. It would just be there, and you'd hit next. There'd be another one. You guys know what I mean when I'm saying one. There'd be another one, another one. It's just nonstop.
I can't keep up. Dog PA says chatterbait.
Okay, well, that's more. That's yeah.
Let me go there. That's where I'm going after the show, right there. I'm going into Dave's bathroom, lock the door, and
just check Dave's history.
Come on, I'm in. I can't. I'm on chatterbait. Jeez.
Oh,
that's great. All right, so masturbation,
anyway.
and now let's talk about Queensryche. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Jeff Tate, out of the blue.
Are they opening for that tour?
Yeah. Now remember, Jeff Tate is in a separate band. Jeff Tate is in a band called Operation Mindcrime, and Queensryche, basically with the guitarist and drummer, they're with Todd LaTorre from Crimson Glory originally as their frontman. So Jeff is, they're both doing Queensryche songs and whatever. Jeff has more rights to do the full Operation Mindcrime as part of his, contract settlement.
So which is like the actual Queensryche though? Is it the one that's called Queensryche?
Queensryche is basically the band with a different frontman. So you have the same drummer, same bass player. Chris DeGarmo, who was the lead guitarist back in the 80s, left, and Michael Wilton stepped up to lead, and then they got a new guy, Parker, and Parker is now the rhythm section. And Parker, ironically, was at the time dating Jeff Tate's daughter. So you can imagine where this drama was for this poor guy. At the time, it's like, hey, you got to come with my band because, you're with my daughter. No, man, you got a contract with our band. You're in Queensryche. Which do you want? And it's like, but Parker basically went with Queensryche by name. And
why couldn't they do like whichever, like do both?
What, do double duty? Like tour with 2 bands? Hey,
they're playing the same songs.
Yeah, right after. Thank you very much. I gotta make that bus. I gotta get to Jeff's band. I gotta get over there and
we're playing
perform with the other band.
He gets done with the stadium show and he gets in the truck to drive to the local bar.
Yeah.
Play with the other version.
To the bar. And that's the sad part. But listen, I Parker, Todd LaTorre, I've said this on the show before. I know some of the guys in Queensryche. I've seen them live with Todd. they're sharp, man. Parker is like a young Jeff Tate. He's an amazing, amazing vocalist. Really, really in his own right. Even back in the 80s when he was with Crimson Glory, I said that Todd La Torre sounds like an even stronger Jeff Tate at that time. And I was blown away by him. And lo and behold, years later, when they said, "Hey, we have a new frontman, and it's Todd La Torre," I said, "Perfect choice, man. You guys win." And they're on their third album with him called The Verdict, which is a terrific album. And they're in fine form now. Jeff Tate, he's doing his own thing with Mindcrime. But here's where they come into the news. The Queensryche and Jeff Tate war ended years ago, and that was, over the names, who got to use the name Queensryche. And yet, Jeff seems to be talking about a reunion. In a new interview with the Rock Vault, Tate was asked if there are plans for a Queensryche reunion. And he said, well, not that I can say at this moment. I think that would be something that makes sense. I think it would be an interesting thing to do if everybody could get in the same room and actually talk to each other. And earlier in the year, Jeff said, absolutely not. No reason, absolutely no reason to. I don't want to. I never would. I don't need the money. There'd be no reason to do it. But now he's talking very differently. So he's basically like hinting at the idea that he is open to it. And again, no word from Queensryche as a band, because they're happily chugging along with Todd La Torre. They've come into their own with their new frontman. They're going along. But people still, are looking for the possibility that Jeff would, come out and front the band. And, again, if you're asking me, I would love to see Chris DeGarmo pop his head in and do some songs with them too. But again, rumors, just something all of a sudden Jeff Tate is open to and asking about and putting out there in the stratosphere. So,
well, who's playing the bigger venues?
I'd say Queensryche.
I couldn't tell. I wouldn't know. I honestly wouldn't know, because I don't really hear about either of those bands.
Okay.
They're not on my radar.
I would say Queensryche. And again, they have the name recognition and whatnot, and they're going on all cylinders with new albums. I don't see them missing a beat. Now, I think Jeff's band is great. I think Jeff is great. But I think, like, if you're going and looking at a marquee and seeing Queensryche, or looking at a marquee saying Operation Mindcrime, I'd say more people would recognize, Queensryche as a band with most of their lineup there. So I'm going to take a stab saying that they have the bigger venues, but neither are doing arenas or anything. They're all doing clubs.
I was going to say they're probably doing theaters at most.
Yeah, I mean, when Queensryche was opening for the Scorpions a few years ago, they're riding on the Scorpions' tails. And as good as they are,
Scorpions needs to play that gig, man.
Well, Scorpions wouldn't be opening for Poison. Scorpions would be right at the top, man.
They'd rearrange the entire...
They'd be right at the top.
Yeah. Hey, Boozy.
Metal Soda wants to know if I like skiing. Yeah, I get that, Jeff. Jim Nicholas wants to know, was Chris DeGarmo primarily a Kramer player while in Queensryche? He was a Kramer player, and then he was an ESP player. So just like Michael Wilton, they were both endorsed by Kramer and then ESP. I've been to the Play It Loud exhibit since I've been out east. I have not.
It's done. That ended months ago.
September?
October here, but it's now at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio.
Yeah, it was done way before I came to visit New York. So that's it with Jeff Tate. Moving on, and this next story really pisses me the fuck off. Like, really, really, I'm burning as I'm reading this, but I was also burning 2 days ago when it broke. Musonia.
What broke?
Yeah, my
His
heart.
water.
My water. I'm giving birth. Musonia the school that was founded by Dolores Rhoads,
Oh, right.
Randy
right.
Rhoads' mother, was recently broken into and ransacked, and things were stolen and things were vandalized. And this burns my fucking bacon like nothing else. You know what really grinds my gears? No, this really pisses me off. You know, everyone knows Randy Rhoads and how generous Randy was with his time and with fans. And when he passed away tragically, everyone turned to Dolores Rhoads. Dolores Rhoads, Randy's mother, was super generous with her time in talking about Randy and built a museum inside that building, which was basically originally a little guitar school or a little music school that she founded, that Randy learned in, that Randy taught lessons in, that she taught lessons in, that other people came and taught lessons in. It was basically a Randy Rhoads museum and a landmark to those of us in heavy metal. And for someone to come in after Dolores passed away, and you know, the brother and sister, Randy's brother and sister, I think Kathy and Kathy Rhoads, basically his sister, was running this, and you know, always had people coming in there for free, coming in still for lessons, people coming in just to hear about Randy and learn about Dolores. And they gave all their time and energy to pleasing fans for free. And some assholes basically broke in, stole vintage gear, including the actual guitar that Randy learned to play on, which belonged to the school, and they continued to use it. It was a, let's see, what was it, a 61 Rocket, I want to say. I'll give a list of things that are confirmed stolen in a minute. But basically, they didn't even just steal stuff. They broke the place up. They broke cabinets that Randy's father had built, that, you know, hand-built cabinets around. I mean, they vandalized the place, and then they just stole everything from vintage, you know, a trumpet that Randy's grandmother had, you know, the first guitar that Randy learned on, the original Quiet Riot amp that you know, Randy played on with that band, and they didn't get Randy's actual famous 4 guitars. Those were in different locations. You know, the '74 Cream Les Paul, the original Concorde, the black Rhodes, the first Jackson Rhodes guitar, and the polka dot V guitar. They didn't get those.
The Carl Sandoval guitar.
The Sandoval, correct. But just the idea that someone would do that is just like, I hope they get found. I hope they get lynched. I hope they get ripped to shreds, because I have no mercy for guitar thieves. That's like a particular spot in hell for people like that. But to take it to really ransack this landmark of, you know, heavy metal goodwill that everyone enjoyed is just beyond words. I'm speechless on it. I really am. So they stole, let's see, just looking, confirmed what has been changed, what has been stolen. A silver French bassoon, pre-war horn that belonged to Dolores Rhoads, passed through the family. Randy's Harmony Rocket guitar, 1961, the guitar he learned on. The Quiet Riot amp head that Randy used. A white Marshall head, a low serial number edition of Randy's limited edition amps, not his own amps that he played with Ozzy. That's stolen. Numerous instruments, clarinets, trumpets, 2 bass guitars, a practice amp. Every single, this pisses me off more than anything. Every single photograph of Randy, Dolores, and the Osbournes stolen. So they took all the family photos too. I mean, how low do you have to be to go to that level? They took cash, a microphone, a French horn, King Cornet 1920s, and other miscellaneous things. If anyone knows anything, please contact Kathy Rhoads. Not hard to get a hold of her on Facebook, but hopefully someone somewhere eventually hears something, because you can only get away with a theft like that for so long. And like I said, I wish nothing merciful on the person or persons that did that.
That's
so
terrible.
Keep eyes and ears out, especially for that guitar. Very recognizable. The amplifiers has the Quiet Riot logo on it, and you can't miss the damn thing. Unless someone's literally sitting in their bedroom surrounded by this stuff, jerking off on the amp, somewhere along the line, be it Craigslist, a pawn shop, whatever, someone's going to try to move this stuff at some point. And at some point, hopefully, they'll get caught. So,
yeah,
there you go with that one.
Man. Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like maybe it was a fan. Like if they took those pictures and stuff. Sounds like maybe they knew what they were getting, but then it sounds like maybe it was just somebody they just thought it was like just gear,
No, I disagree. I'll tell you why. Well, I think it was someone who basically was obviously robbing the building, because they took clarinets and not stuff associated with Randy. But to take all the family photographs, that's a fan. That's someone who knows what they're taking there. There's no money to resell photographs. This is a possible suspect that I've heard rumors of.
Oh gosh,
I don't know.
That dude, man.
I don't trust him. He looks shifty. He's obviously a guitar fan. I don't know. But
Crumbo.
Broke another guitar string.
Man.
Well, hey.
Heated ride. Crumble.
Yeah, if it was an inside
kitty.
Here, kitty.
If it was an inside job or whatever, if it was,
it's a family-owned.
If somebody knew that stuff, and they took it, I don't think it'll ever pop up for sale. If they know what it is, I don't know. Who knows?
Who really wants to find the thieves is the owners of Bang Energy Drink. They're very mad about that as well. Bang, sponsor of the show. Delicious Bang Energy Drink. So I'm going to put all my energy into looking online and seeing if we could find the thieves.
You'll be up for weeks.
Yeah. Quentin James, by the way, says another possible suspect is El Kabong. And that's very possible too, because he's also very shifty.
And, Mike Neese said that as well.
Another guitar enthusiast. Let's have a look at him.
Wow.
Just so you guys know who to look out for, because El Kabong is kind of crazy. And let's see. Well, here he is. Hold on.
Where's his little friend, little Bubba Louie?
Bubba Louie. Let's see. El Kabong. Gotta find him.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
You know who El Kabong is?
He's a horse with a guitar.
I'm looking him up.
You've never seen El Kabong? I'm going to show you right now. Well, let's see. There's El Kabong. There he is.
Oh, okay.
El Kabong.
El Kabong. Oh, he was with Quick Draw. Or was that him?
He was Quick Draw McGraw. Why are you giving away his secret identity?
Oh. I just Googled El Kabong and Quick Draw McGraw came up.
El Kabong. Yeah. So anyway, we hope we want to spread the word.
Oh, he's a superhero.
Yes, he is. He's like a Zorro kind of.
He's a Zorro horse.
Kind of a Zorro horse that Quick Draw McGraw and his secret identity.
Oh, okay.
Is who he really is.
Okay. Yeah. This is before my time. Some of this.
Yeah, well, it's before all our time, but with that said, with that said, let's see.
1959.
Is he that old?
1959. El Kabong.
El
1959.
Kabong. And we want to remember that everyone, it is Giving Tuesday. So happy Giving Tuesday. For those of you that forgot the holiday, happy Giving Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So there's still time to give to the charity on my Facebook. Yeah, let's see who else. We have a couple of other little stories. Oh, this is a fun one. Did you hear about this the controversy, this Peloton? This isn't metal, but this is just really funny. This Peloton exercise equipment commercial that everyone's up in arms about. Did you hear this?
What?
I haven't heard anything bad about them, but
Okay.
You can see the commercial on every 5 minutes.
There's been a Peloton commercial. Peloton is an exercise equipment company, and they've caused a lot of controversy apparently with the sensitive people that that overanalyze a commercial. Like I watched the commercial and I was just like, okay, it's a 30-second commercial for an exercise bike. What's the problem? But everyone's like overanalyzing this commercial. Basically what it is, it's Christmas morning, and this very pretty, very in shape wife comes down the stairs in her pajamas, Christmas morning, and there's this smarmy kind of husband, and he's like, Merry Christmas. And she looks there, oh my God, it's a Peloton. Oh my God, I can't believe it's a Peloton. It's an exercise bike. It's a freaking exercise bike with a video screen that kind of tells you what to do.
Yeah, and it's connected to like everyone around the world that has one of these things.
Yeah.
So that you can all you all are live with
an instructor.
An instructor. Yes.
Yeah, so you're basically pedaling on this exercise bike. You're watching the screen. The screen, the instructor may call you out. Oh, Melissa, you're doing great. Oh my God, So anyway, this beautiful in shape wife, she basically comes on screen and says, "Oh boy, oh Peloton, oh my God, I guess I could do this. I really hope I could do this. I mean, I guess I gotta, and I hope I can handle it." And she looks like this. This is what she looks like. And make no mistake, she's thin and pretty. She's like 105 pounds, right? And look how nervous she looks, this actress. She looks really nervous that she can't do this whole regiment, right? And it goes on where she films herself exercising on this bike through the year. Like, oh, I think I could do this. Oh, I don't know, but I'm so nervous. It's like, first of all, the girl doesn't need to lose weight. She's 105 pounds, okay? But at the end of the commercial, she's showing this video diary of her working out all year, the next Christmas, to her husband, who basically looks like all smarmy and she's all insecure. Look at that. He's like, got the wife to lose weight. And she's like, oh, I hope I did a good job. Now I'm at my goal weight of 103 pounds. And basically everyone's going into this.
She could have probably gotten to 103 pounds if she farted.
Yeah, I mean, this girl's like young, pretty, and in shape. And everyone's basically saying like that this husband must be an abuser or something, because he bought his wife this exercise bike, and he's like, she's so nervous about getting it right, staying in shape or losing that, like Headstock Harem says, 1/3 of a pound, and the way she's like looking at her husband for that approval, like she's like a submissive or something. But this is like making the rounds on the internet, causing all sorts of controversy and stuff, and people like up in arms protesting it and stuff. What type of fucking world do we live in? Like, would you even notice
insane.
That? Would you even notice that?
I just watched it. I just looked at it, and I didn't.
You didn't take it that way, right?
No.
The stock took a plummet. Look, if you look up the Peloton stock, they like took a dive to half their value over the feedback from this commercial, from all the up in arms people that are like, oh my God, it looks like, she's got to obey her husband who gave her this bike. How dare he give her this exercise bike and, ask her to lose weight. It's like, I just thought the chick likes exercising. I mean, I didn't see the big thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But their stock took a dive. And then this came over my Facebook. This is kind of funny. A place called Guitars Pretty sells all famous brand guitars for $91. And they're showing, like, you see this?
That's insane. That's not real.
They're showing this. Obviously, they're making knockoffs of like Les Pauls and stuff like that. $91. That's supposed to be a 74 cream colored, like Randy Rhoads-esque Les Paul for $91.
Wow.
What is it, like made of cardboard or something, or foam? And do you see that? It's like when you sent in money from a comic book ad and they said, "Hey, 6-foot life-size Frankenstein monster, send $2." And you'd send like your $2 and thinking like, "Wow, it's gonna be this giant fucking." It was like a cardboard cutout of Frankenstein that like you just set up against your wall. But the way that the ad looked, like it was like this big fucking monster that you could, like, I don't know, wear a costume, or it would come to life, or you could operate with remotes or something. And I mean, $91. I mean, how shitty could that thing be? Carved out of soap or something?
It's probably a regular guitar. I mean, it's obviously it's
and with free shipping.
Yeah, $91. Yeah, that's like the that's cost for that thing to the dealers. Like they would pay $91 to get that.
Didn't slavery get abolished?
Let me see that for a second.
$91.
There's actually guitars that are cheaper than that, going for like
they show like replicas of Fenders, and I mean, obviously the logo is like a replica of Gibson, but it's blurry, so it's like, you can't really tell what logo they're showing. Fruitcake Tony, I have a very interesting show and tell guitar I will be showing tonight.
The background.
I'd say the color is black.
The background of that's a real Les Paul, by the way. That's not.
Oh, I believe that's
this is a real custom shop.
That can't be a Les Paul.
All of those.
Logo.
All of yes, no, it's real. That's a real.
That's not a Gibson
yes,
logo.
It is.
Look at that.
Yes, it is, dude. It is, because every one of these guitars is real. Yes, it's a real Gibson. Yes.
Oh, that's the tuner. Okay. All right. So they're showing
all these guitars are real.
Okay. They're showing real Les Pauls and real Fenders and stuff. Obviously, you're not going to get that. You're going to get, I don't even know. What could you even send for like $91? Even a Chibson costs like, like $300 or something, right?
It's that's the price for the dealer, $91. And
not for this guitar.
No, this is sending it to you on a Facebook ad. I got this ad on Facebook. This was like regular, I mean, think about that. It's basically a reproduction of a 74 cream colored Les Paul, like Randy's.
Blank palette too. Yeah, I know China makes all these guitars, but this is not a Chinese copy, because I know what they look like. This is a real Gibson.
In the ad, Dave's right, actually. In the ad, that is a physical photo of a real Gibson. But I know you're not getting a real Gibson. You know it too, because if it was, I'd be peeling off my $91 and sending it like by horse and carriage to get there overnight. I mean, and it says quality assurance, the best Christmas gift, perfect gift for the loved ones.
No.
If they're sending you that guitar, then it fell off a truck several times and the headstock's broken.
This might be who has Randy's shit. This may be all stuff from the Rhoads Museum, because at $91, they're obviously trying to move it fast. But I don't even know what it could be made of. Is it like cardboard and Gorilla Glue or something? I mean, is this like got macaroni on it? Like, is this something a first grade class does as a project? Assemble like, balsa wood and macaroni and paste and stuff. $91. So
I think I think they're sending you an actual guitar. It's a real guitar.
I don't know.
But normally those guitars, like I said, that $91, that's normally what a dealer would pay to, and then they would put their cost on top of that. So this is direct to public.
Yeah.
They're doing all that stuff direct now.
I'm trying to figure, like, shipping included. That alone has to be like $30 if it doesn't include a case.
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking. So now
Probably
you're
no
down,
case.
yeah, now you're down to about $60. How the F are you making? How the F are you making a profit on something like that at selling it at $60 to replicate something like that or a Fender Strat?
Because I bet you they're churning out like thousands of those things. There's like a warehouse,
with
somewhere.
all kidnapped children.
Wow.
Well, it certainly ain't going to be the guitar that's being shown.
It's probably like taking a crayon and putting the Gibson logo on it. Jeez.
Jim Nicholas, no, I've never owned a Tokai Les Paul, but I have played a Tokai 335, and they're great. Tokai stuff is great.
Mhm.
Thank you, Brett McCord.
Yeah, and then
And it is two humbuckers in a single coil in the middle position.
let's see. It's 10 o'clock now.
It is.
Should we do the show and tell guitar and then get back to music news? Because we still have a bunch of metal news to cover, like important stuff. I'd say we jump into what do you think? Jump into a show and tell?
I got a thing, so let's go.
The thing. I got a thing too. I'm gonna stuck my dollar bill right down into it.
He's like, I just heard about this chatterbait.
That's how I made. That's how I made. Yeah, John Bulwer is still on French fry talk, by the way. Okay, so because I want to get back to music news, today's show and tell guitar. Basically, in the 80s, BC Rich made the ST3, which was their version of a Super Strat. Very versatile. Had a neck pickup, a middle pickup, and a humbucker in the bridge.
Mhm.
And people are like, well, what can you do to make an ST3 really special? So they came out with, Johnny?
Where is it?
Look at that fucking thing.
Look at it. I'm looking through it.
Holy Hana.
There's a thumbnail right there.
Holy Swiss cheese, Batman. This model, not made for very long, was
Oh my
called
gosh.
a BC Rich black hole. Now, if you got the, yeah.
But the holes aren't black.
I've stuck my cock in this so many times.
Which of those holes do you stick it in? Which one does it?
Smallest one. The smallest one. No, this one's tinier. This one's tinier. This one right here. So this is like a cock gauge, right? It's like, all the band, come on around, mates. Come on, we're going to measure your cocks to the hole. Come on. And then, of course, the drummer is sitting there like, yeah. So this is a BC Rich black hole. Now, if you got the import version, it was called the Outlaw. And it was called the Outlaw because they basically signified like, hey, gun holes shooting, gun bullets shooting through it and blah, blah, blah. But in America, this was the black hole and came in a few different colors, but it was always these holes drilled through it and painted black in the center. And other than that, it's a basic ST3. You have your same pickups, you have your same Floyd or let's see, Takuchi or let's see, Goto or Takuchi, licensed Floyd Rose.
That's a Goto.
Okay, this is a Goto. I trust Dave. Same switches. Again, these were used for your pickup selectors and your splitters, volume, tone. Other than that, it's an ST3, but look how cool it looks with these holes drilled through it. And as you can imagine, obviously, the weight relief, you bet. Feel that. Before Steve I thought of these handles.
Oh, my pinky. That's not really a good.
My cock was in that hole.
Just hold it for a second. Thank you.
My cock was in that hole. So your fingers were.
Yeah, it's not heavy. Not heavy. Good feeling neck.
As weight relief. Yeah, they should have called this the Glory Hole. That's Metal Soda says the Glory Hole STD model.
It's got the complimentary John Mancuda high action, but it's he likes his action that way.
No, I do not.
But it's a beautiful guitar. Neck feels great.
again, typical,
Next-
ST3. The ST3s are a bang for the buck guitar. Really, really, really great super strat. If you're looking for a super strat under $1,000, I recommend these to death. They're made in the USA. They were made to really great specifics, and the quality is like unmatched.
I gotta tell you, they're not under $1,000 anymore. They're not. They've gone
There's
up.
a couple with graphics that have crawled over it, or maybe a crackle. But for the most part, you can find an ST3. I think there's like a blue one on Reverb right now, Blue Crackle ST3 that you can find for under $1,000. But some of the,
What is it? $9.99 and 99 cents.
99 and 50 cents. Crowbar, I agree with you. BC Rich made some of the best Super Strat necks back in the day. Absolutely, because they were modeled after old Charvel necks that were made in San Dimas. That's what these necks were modeled after. They're very fast. They're very, very comfortable. And again, on a guitar like this was something unique. Mitch Malloy played one back in the day. If you guys are, trying to figure out where have I seen that before, Mitch Malloy had a yellow one.
And the singer that almost made it to Van Halen.
That's the singer, the one that almost made it into Van Halen. And I believe he's in Great White now. Mm-hmm. He's the singer of Great White, which is a terrific band.
Mitch Malloy, the country artist that tried to sing for Van Halen.
That's the guy. Yeah, so
nice guitar, John.
This is the black hole, the glory hole, whatever way you want to look at it. There it is. You can call it the asshole, and I'm standing in front of it. So
no, it's held by the asshole.
There it is.
And
there it is.
Just not to overstep, but 6 Strings and 10 Fingers wanted to know what this guitar was. This is a custom-made guitar that was built for me about 10 years ago, maybe a little longer. I'm not sure. Built by Matt at 30th Street Guitars. Long story short, I had a Fender custom shop that looked very similar to this. That was about $5,000. I sold it, and then I wanted to buy it back, and the guy wanted to sell it to me for $7,000, and I said, "Screw you! I'll build one for a lot less."
I'd sooner stick my dick in this guitar than give you 7 G's.
So I went to my buddy Matt, and I said, "Matt, you make relic guitars, right?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Build me a Strat. I want it to be a cross between Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, and Steve Vai," and this is what he made. And it was my main gigging guitar for 10 years. There you go.
There you go. Brett McCord wants to see the headstock. There you go. BC Rich, made in the USA, baby. That is what they did in the 80s.
I think it would have been a little cooler with a backwards headstock.
I think it would have been cooler if it was pink. And by the way,
I got always painted pink for you.
There was a band that had a similar guitar made by a different company in pink, a band called Tiger Tails. If you guys remember them, there was a bass player and a guitarist that had their guitars, I forget the brand, also drilled with holes similar to this. But that's basically it. That's today's show and tell guitar. There it is. It's the cock gauge. The glory hole. And listen, what would happen is the management of a band, if the bass player and the guitarist and the singer were all fighting over something, all right, everybody put your cocks in the hole, and they would just hold them hostage until literally, they'd be standing next to each other until they all got along. That's basically what happened. They would just, this is one way they used to keep the band together, so they wouldn't drift off and go into hotels, go into the tour bus. They would just get their cocks right in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And that's what that's for. So
which band?
Everyone, every fucking one that ever won. This hole once had Don Dawkins' Little Weenie, and this big one once had George Lynch's Massive Hog. So they're right next to each other, just held in place. You guys talk it out. Until you talk it out, No lube. Yeah, and this thing still has a lot of Vaseline, as you can see, in these holes. So obviously I use it a lot, but I don't play it.
You play with it.
It's like a hot dog running down the hallway.
There is.
I don't play this guitar. I play with this guitar.
Exactly. Me and that guitar are very close friends. Thank you, by the way, Bang Energy Drink, for your support in good taste television. We really appreciate that for our family-friendly show. Bang Energy. Thank you. You know, by the way, the president of Bang Energy Drink watches a video every week and rips his hair out. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so did you want to show off? You had another guitar you were thinking of showing?
No, I've showed it before.
All
This is enough.
All right, dude. We'll see how that goes. Ace Frehley recently.
No.
Hello. What's
Stand up there.
She's
my
supposed.
gosh.
She was sleeping until you came
is
home.
that an Ace Frehley fan I hear?
Hi, baby girl.
Ace Frehley?
Yeah, sweetheart, I'm coming.
There you go. Hi, Des.
Oh my God. John Bullware. It's all good, man.
Stay. No. Oh God.
What?
Hold this.
Good.
Come here, Snickers.
This is live, by the way. Did you guys know this was live? This is live TV.
Yeah, we got to see.
Hold on. Hi, Des.
Thank
Oh.
you. She almost fell off.
Hi.
There you go.
Hi.
Say hi to the audience.
Oh, she can't hear me.
Keeping it to you. Walk.
She can't hear you, but Johnny's saying hi. There you go. Dave coming back.
Hold the guitar.
All right. Guest appearance by Desiree and Snickers. All right.
Oh, sure. You solo us on this.
Ah, we wanted to get,
Yeah.
But hey, John Bullware, it's all good, man. John Bullware, he's ready to throw his phone in the trash. He's saying,
Oh, why? Because he's behind us.
"Yeah,
Oh,
look at that.
John Bullware is on Thanksgiving right now. Is that what subject he's on?
It's his effed up phone. He's gonna throw the GD thing and break. Oh my God,
John Bullware, don't worry, you can watch the rerun video. You
it's
won't
all
miss.
good, man."
You won't miss a minute of show. By the way, speaking of which, before I get back into the music news, if you guys could please leave us a thumbs up, please subscribe to the channel. Please leave us a thumbs up for tonight's show. We'd really appreciate it. Takes a second. Again, today is Giving Tuesday. So if you didn't give to charities, you could still do a little bit, just a little bit of goodwill by giving us a thumbs up for this video. We'd really appreciate it. And of course, subscribe, tell your friends, share this video. I got nothing else. Yeah, but please leave us a thumbs up. Johnny, how many thumbs up do we have?
We got 58.
58, and there's what, 110 on the live chat? Something like that?
106.
Well, there we go. We lost my parents and Dave's parents. But
Grandma went to bed.
Grandma's had enough of this Mancuda's bullshit.
Like that guitar.
I don't even like guitars. I just like pink. Yeah. So, yeah, thumbs up don't cost you anything. So, if you could just hit below, hit subscribe, thumbs up, share.
And there actually is news about the subscriptions on YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube is actually it's gonna get rid of all the accounts that are like fake accounts and bots and closed accounts. So a lot of channels you're gonna see subscriptions just drop.
so we'll be down to 2 people.
So we'll be down to like how many people are in here? Oh, Mitch keeps saying 62. I don't know what that means, but you have 62 subs?
No.
66.
No,
Thumbs up.
So look at the thumbs up are going up. Everyone's leaving thumbs up.
Yeah. Either way, yeah. So if you're watching this, if you're alive,
If you like the guitars Dave and I just showed, if you like hearing about metal news, if you like terrible comedy that I'm mostly responsible for fucking up on the show, please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up tonight. We really appreciate it. Take a minute. Do it right now. It takes 1 second. Plink. There you go.
Yeah.
You're done. You did
67.
You did your good deed for the day. That's all. Oh, Jim Nicholas likes when I do the Pepperidge Farm guy. Yeah, I remember when the Johnny Beane show used to start on time. This was, of course, before Mancuda came in and fucked it up. Oh, I was eating Milanos and drinking lemonade with Grandma. This was when she was still alive, about 80 years ago or so. Boy, that Johnny Beane show, it used to be funny and full of quality. Family time, where that Nesdall fella used to talk about guitars and gear and no nonsense stuff, no malarkey. That's right. Oh, boy, I used to love those Weed Sydney Chesapeake cookies. And those were made fresh out of the oven, right, with butter brickle. Oh, I used to love those, dag nabbit. And then we'd go roll the hoop for an entertaining evening. Hoo-hoo! I remember this one time. Sarah McGillicuddy, of course, moved next door, which at the time, before everyone settled in with the railroad, this was maybe 7 miles up the street. I'd walk her to school, which was 30 miles away, of course. And this was when I was a rascal, and I asked to hold her hand before marriage. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yes, sir. I'm going to go masturbate and see if dust comes out of my cock. Yeah, so.
And now look what happened.
Now, suddenly we have 3 thumbs up.
Oh, my gosh.
There we go. Anyway, yeah, if we could please leave us thumbs up. Anyway, back to music news. So Ace Frehley recently, for Kiss fans like me. Ace Frehley recently got into a tiff with his living girlfriend of 11 years. And
I saw that.
Yeah, so he basically went in with 2 bodyguards and his daughter.
Is his real name Ace Frehley?
Frehley.
That's his real name?
Frehley is, I think.
Ace?
It's not.
What's his real name?
I can't remember. It's a Jewish name. It's one. It's
Hyman Frehley.
No, seriously, it's a Jewish name.
Hyman Frehley Witzenberg. Frehley Witzenberg's Comet is what we were going to call it.
Someone in here will know.
Or John Biel, are you around?
What was his real name?
What was Ace Frehley's?
Wait a minute, I got it.
It's Paul. It's
Paul Daniel.
That's it. Paul Daniel.
Paul Daniel Frehley.
That's it.
Paul Daniel Frehley.
Known
as Ace.
Paul Daniel Frehley. Ace. There you go. Named after the dog that his mother used to screw when his father was at work.
Oh,
yeah. So anyway, so Ace went in with his daughter and 2 bodyguards into the house that he shares with his living girlfriend, and basically went in, got his guitars, got his gold records, and words were exchanged. Not pretty. Basically, his daughter said, we can just totally destroy you. How dare you? My father wants nothing to do with you. And so there's obviously a point where if he said, she said, that this woman, I don't know her name, but she basically pulled a restraining order on Ace, saying that she felt threatened by him, his bodyguards, his daughter, that she felt she was in bodily danger. And look,
Rachel Gordon.
There you go. The lovely Rachel Gordon. I mean, look, I don't know Ace. I know Ace has histories of various things. I don't believe violence is one of them.
Doesn't he have a history of wearing makeup?
Yeah, he has a history of wearing makeup and funky clothes, which, nothing wrong with that. And, of course,
bell bottoms and high heels.
Alcoholism, drug use, the whole 9 yards. I mean, he did the whole rock thing, of course. But it is a house they lived in together. And, I don't know what the deal is, but basically Ace wants that restraining order taken away, and they're trying to figure it out. But at this moment, there's just tons of turmoil between Frehley and his girlfriend and the daughter. She's she's saying the girlfriend's saying that Ace threatened her with the bodyguards, and the daughter made her feel unsafe. So who knows? Metal Soda says, did Gene sleep with her? I think that might have been. Was that the same girlfriend that there was a rumor that Gene slept with once? I don't know if it's the same one. I think they've been together 11 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it says 11 years.
Let's see. Brett McCord says he thinks Ace is of Italian descent. Paul would call him anti-Semitic. That isn't true. His girlfriend is Jewish. Hey, listen, we all like a little Jew in all of us, especially those matzo balls, just right into the matzo balls. Anyway, yeah, so that's going on with Ace Frehley, and we hope they work it out. Unless you were there, nobody knows the truth. I mean, some people are saying, that she's at fault, and some people are saying that he's at fault, but who knows what the truth is between it. So that's that one. Then this I found interesting. There's a guitarist, Frank Marino. Have you heard of him?
Mhm.
You know Frank Marino?
Yep.
Okay. Was he just a solo artist or
No, he's a jazz guy.
a jazz guy? Okay, well here he is. Here's Frank Marino. For those of you guys that don't know him, I didn't know him either. But obviously a well-known guitarist, enough for Dave to know him. Not enough for me to know him, but again, I'm not into jazz. But he basically gave a big speech in an interview on meet and greets. And I kind of want to hear the chat's thought on this, because this has been something that's really developed over the last few years. If you remember back in the 80s, if you'd go see a metal band, one of two things happened. If they were in a big show, a stadium show, you weren't getting to meet these guys. These guys basically, sure, a couple of groupies got a backstage pass or something.
Stop 1 second.
Go ahead.
Pearl Bar, you're right. Frank Marino is from Mahogany Rush. I was thinking of Pat Martino, which is a jazz guy.
So who is he with?
He's Mahogany Rush was the band.
And is that a metal band or
No, they're like a rock band, 70s rock band.
Okay, I'm not very familiar with it.
It says he was often compared to Jimi Hendrix.
John Mancuta's Nose, love the name, says he's a kick-ass blues rocker, Hendrix kind of stuff. You moron, quote unquote. Thank you. And he's a Canadian rocker, apparently. Okay. Now that we know who Frank is, basically he brings up in an interview the thought of VIP packages. And as I was saying, if you saw a stadium show, other than groupies getting backstage passes, chances are you didn't wind up meeting these guys. They went to their bus. They went to hang out in some green room with a ton of security around. And then if they were at a club, if you waited after the club show, maybe they'd go get a drink or something. Some guys would, hang around and meet the fans just like that. But there really wasn't such a thing as like the VIP packages for meet and greets that they have now, right?
Right. You didn't pay thousands of dollars to meet them. If they wanted to come out and hang, they would.
Yeah. And that was by a choice, and usually by the lower level bands. If you were in Aerosmith, chances are Joe Perry wasn't going to come out and walk into the audience after the show and sign autographs. It just wasn't happening. But nowadays you get these VIP packages that are literally thousands of dollars. I mean, to meet Kiss and get a photograph or possibly an autograph, thousands of dollars. To meet the Rolling Stones, and we talked about this, what was it, like $20,000 to possibly get a 30-second to a minute meet time with the Rolling Stones? I mean, holy shit, that's stupid. That's just like lack of common sense. And Frank basically goes into this. He says, I won't do this. But from what I understand, a lot of artists I knew, now they're going out and they're selling VIP tickets to meet them, which is ridiculous because I spent my whole life meeting everybody before and after every show I've ever done for free. But now they're selling these meet and greets. In the old days, you couldn't even meet these guys, even if you offered to pay the money. I'm thinking, what's the psychology behind that?
Well, I'll tell you what it is. The psychology is musicians and artists are not making money making records anymore. So they're figuring out any way they possibly can to make money. And if people want to meet them, they have to pay to meet them. And that's just the way they make money.
That is the way they make money. I personally, I'm not a fan of it. I know like Harrison Ford recently made an appearance. And again, now I'm just talking the entertainment genre. He made an appearance at a convention and was asking for $1,000 for his signature. Now, make no mistake, Harrison Ford,
Really?
he gives his money from autographs to charity. But with that said, most people cannot afford $1,000 for an autograph.
I mean, all you got to do is rate his garbage and pick out a canceled check. And
Yeah, and then you cash it, and then you got the $1,000 to buy his autograph. That's what I would.
I know at a lot of those conventions, because I went to a Star Wars convention back in '97, and Harrison Ford wasn't there. I mean, it was like Anthony Daniels, Peter Mayhew, Boba Fett, all those dudes. Mark Hamill was supposed to be there, but he had to cancel.
Okay.
But I heard that at other conventions that Mark Hamill is at, well, maybe because you go to Comic-Con or whatever,
Right.
I heard when he shows up, they surround him, so you can't even get a picture of him at all. Like, he's surrounded by security,
Like on purpose to block
on purpose. Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
well, that is one ugly dude, so who cares?
I've seen him in voiceover circles because I've done like voiceovers and stuff. And we were once competing for there was a version of Thundercats coming out. We were both there for the role of Snarf. So like I saw him coming out of a studio, like right before I went into audition. And I beat him out for that role, which was like a miracle. But of course, with my luck, the show never got picked up. So there's my luck. But no, I mean, I hear he's a decent guy. I've never sat and talked with him, but I hear he's a decent guy. Very opinionated, but usually on the side of fans, from what I know. And kind of like Dave's going to see him now. Actually, did you take off to see Luke Skywalker? Yeah,
He's going to take back those Randy Rhoads guitars.
Dave's right now. Hey, listen, we got to get rid of those clarinets. Those clarinets aren't going to be as easy to move as we thought. Lucky 5150 says John Travolta was here for a month or so ago, charging $250 for an autograph and $200 for a photo. Yeah, and so that's what John Travolta does. Too bad. Well, Marino goes on basically. Frank Marino goes on. Guys standing behind the rope line, letting two at a time, sitting on your lap like you're Santa Claus. I find something screwy about that and weird. The agents that we're using go out on tour this time and suggest this VIP to me. I say, no, I won't do that. What are you, nuts? So kudos to him, man. I've always said, anytime I've done an appearance, even a low-level actor like me gets to charge for an autograph, and I don't. I always said if I ever got to a success level that someone would pay for something to be signed by me, I would never charge a penny. I couldn't, a dollar for the photo that I provide if you want something signed, like a photo from Lost or something, or Veep. But like other than that, I would never charge for a signature. I never have. And I've seen things signed by the cast of Hollywood Treasure had autograph on eBay, an autograph photo for like $52. And I remember like once years ago, someone sold one of my headshots signed. This was when I was on Lost for like $25. And again, I just can't see doing that to a fan. I mean, I get the aspect that you're gonna, all right, you got to make some money, but realistically, if you're in the Rolling Stones or Kiss or John Travolta, you don't need the fucking money. You don't need that fans' money,
No.
music autograph for that. Come on.
No, they don't.
No, I mean the
At all.
guys whose autographs you're willing to pay $200, $300, $500, $1,000, whatever. If their autograph is going for that much money, they don't need money. They don't need the fucking money. And if they're doing it for charity, then just make it affordable for your general fan and let the money go to charity. Mad Dog says a photo of me blowing a tranny behind the 7-Eleven. That would go for a good amount of money. I'd say that would go for about $30. I mean, I would think that would go. That sounds like it would. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think so. But yeah, kudos to Frank Marino rather, because I have that same attitude. I don't think that they should be charging for VIP meet and greets or not that much. I mean, if you want to meet a band, okay, you want to charge $100 to meet Kiss for a minute, okay, you want to do that, whatever. But come on, $1,000. $20,000 for Rolling Stones, dude. They're probably so senile they don't even know. You could give them Monopoly money, and they probably literally were. All right, is that $1,000 bill? Well, that's a Snickers wrapper there, Mick. But all right, do we take a photograph? Where's the camera? Camera's right there. Oh, yeah. Okay, shout me out. What's the words? I don't even remember. Who are you? Do I owe you money? Yeah, you owe me $20,000 for the fucking meet and greet I'm here for. Yeah, so I think that's kind of crazy, but there you go. So that's Frank Marino, and I agree with that. What do you guys think? In the chat, tell me what you're thinking. Would you guys pay for a VIP package? Do you think it's right? Would you pay for an autograph? Have you paid for an autograph or photo? Are there people that you would do it for? And how much? I'm just curious. $9 is too much. I think that's for Johnny or Dave or which one?
I think the only convention. Well, no, I went to WonderCon one time. Although the guy gave me the photo. He was charging $20, but he gave me the photo because he was a friend of mine. The guy that served soup.
Well, as I live in a soup kitchen and I'm homeless, that could be anyone.
Yeah, he gave me bread though. I got the bread.
Ernest Elson says the Stones donate all their meet and greet money to charity. But you know what, man? The charity is not making a lot if people can't afford that kind of meet and greet. Dog PA wants a Morty Teitelbaum photo. That's a comedy character I do. Happy to. I mean, look, it's great if you donate your meet and greet money to charity, but come on, make it affordable. I mean, Kenny Dave says only for the Biebs. Justin Bieber in the house. Johnny, Riley Morgan will give you $100 for an autograph.
Oh,
are you in?
Well, after that speech,
Johnny's thinking about it. Johnny's right now. I think I could get more. How many subscribers we got? I think I could get more. We have thousands of fans. Tube Supio, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Your daughter is awesome. I sent Tube Supio some autographed lost photographs for her birthday.
Oh, cool.
So, no, that's great. Thank you, man. Mike Neese would like to have Dave's autograph on a custom-built Nesdal guitar.
Cool. Well, just contact me on www.theguitarwhisperer.guru, and we can try to make that happen.
theguitarwhisperer.guru, because that's the Guitar Whisperer. And if you go to his website, you can look at custom guitars he will make you or amazing setups that he will do for you, which I've had a bunch that have turned out really well. So you might want to check that out after the show. Let's see. Marcus Cahill has a question for you, Dave.
Says, bitching guitar as usual. Got a question. Want to know if my Floyd and my Kramer Beretta Vintage, it's a 1000 series or an original. It's definitely not an original. It's probably a 1000 series or even a special, but probably a 1000 series.
There you go. Renus Pinkle would like your autograph on the tip of his penis. How about just your initials?
I don't have a fine point pen.
Well, you could use one of those clicker pencils and just...
I thought the fine point pen was funny enough.
Oh, listen, we could carry it as far as you want. Give me a Sharpie. I mean a knife. Give me a Sharpie. Dave will autograph any penises, but first he has to staple your foreskin down so it doesn't blur. Because chances are you'll want to get it tattooed, so it's got to get it right. Lenny Lou says, was thinking charity is cool, and I get the time thing, whatever they think their time is worth for the extra reach to their fans. So Lenny Lou says basically she's in. She's game to do it. As long as it's for charity and worth your time. And Mary, of course, who's home with a vibrator watching the show, she probably agrees with you. She would go in. Let's see. More. Okay. Well, there we go. That's on that one. Next topic, and Johnny and I were talking about this before the show. How many of you guys in the audience know a musical artist, Billie Eilish? I want to see in the chat how many of you guys know who that is. Just tell me if you know. Billie Eilish. Do you guys in the chat, in our live audience, know who Billie Eilish is? Let's see. Billie Eilish. Now don't Google it or anything. I'm talking, do you guys know who that is out of the gate? Headstock Harem says yes. 6 Strings and 10 Fingers says yes, I do. Rena says no. Metal Soda says yes. Jimmy James knows. Mitch Heyman says sounds familiar. Krellbar says I don't know her, but her face has been popping up lately. Mike Neese says yes. Lenny Lou says no. Kenny Dave knows. Hal Face knows. And Bo Zeke knows because of what I'm about to bring up. So I'd say probably half of you seem to already know who she is. And the other half only have heard of her in the news or not at all. And she's in the news. Basically, who this woman is, this is Billie Eilish, rather. And she's in the news lately. She's a 17-year-old musical artist. Apparently, I didn't know about her at all. I had never heard of her before this morning. And apparently, she's a 17-year-old musical artist who's apparently very, very popular, as in she's up for multiple Grammys this year. And I think she's up for 6 Grammys this year. And let me get a photo of her up. Here, I'll bring a photo of her up. Let's see. Hold on. 17 years old. Here's a good one. Okay. This is her. This is Billie Eilish, or Eilish, rather. She played live recently on SNL. She's up for 6 Grammys. 17 years old, and basically what she does, she sings pop songs at a very slow kind of rate of, she's one of those that gets really close to the microphone and talks quietly and seductively as beats kind of play around her. So it's kind of like
William Shatner singing over music,
kind of like that. And she kind of gets
except worse. I'd rather listen to Shatner.
I'm the bad boy, kind of like that, while the beats are playing behind her. And again, good-looking girl, as you can see, apparently very talented, because I know I'm not up for six Grammys for my musical work. And which is basically the skin flute. And she was on Jimmy Kimmel the other night, and Jimmy basically was talking about her age and, what do you know? Do you know, you were born so late, you're so young. And he was basically bringing up, do you know a lot of pop culture things? And he started off, do you know Madonna? And she's like, well, yeah, I know Madonna. I know who Madonna is. And he said, name a Van Halen. And she's like, what? Name a Van Halen. What's a Van Halen? Like she didn't even know like Van Halen. Now make no mistake. I get that, if you asked me, something from 1940, name one of the Michael Sambuca band, the big band sound. Name one of the clarinet players. I'd be like, huh? But at the same time, Jimi Hendrix was before my time, and I've sure heard of him. You know, there's a certain amount of I've heard of pop culture. And he went on and he basically said, you know, what can you not do with Gremlins? And she's like, I don't know what that is. And name any of the Ghostbusters. I've never seen that. I mean, literally, he was going through like a lot of 80s pop culture, and she knew just about nothing. But the big one was like, how are you in the music industry? And literally have never, ever heard of a band as big as Van Halen. And keep in mind, Van Halen wasn't some little flash in the pan late 80s hair band. Van Halen started in the 70s, revolutionized guitar. The 1984 album had endless hits. Then you had David Lee Roth, and you had Sammy Hagar with Eddie. I mean, it just went on and on. Through history, Van Halen's still been chugging along, and right now, up till today, is still relevant in the news. I mean, you know, they talk about Eddie's cancer. They talk about Sammy wants to play with Eddie again. Michael Anthony, maybe a reunion. I mean, David Lee Roth in Vegas. This is pop culture basic 101. And Wolfgang watched this interview. Wolfgang Van Halen basically watched this interview on Jimmy Kimmel and gave probably the classiest tweet you could ever think. He basically says, hey, you know, if you guys haven't heard of Billie Eilish, her music's really cool. You should check it out. And if you guys haven't heard of Van Halen, our music's really cool, and you should also check it out. And, you know, he basically did the diplomatic thing of, oh, hey, no worries. You haven't heard of us, and, you know, some of our fans haven't heard of you, I'm sure, but hey, check us out and we'll check you out, and maybe we could hear about each other. But I have to admit, you know, I looked at her YouTube videos and they have like, you know, 600 million hits per video, which is very close to Johnny, our videos, right? Our weekly show videos.
It's very close to these.
Very close
to
right?
Our show. It's just under, just barely under. Like tonight's episode is just her latest music video. It's just barely under
close.
This.
We're very close in the same ratings, but I mean, even at 17, you know, it blows my mind. And Jimmy was very funny. He's like, you know, when she said, well, you know, what's Van Halen? And he's like, I'm about to cry. Like he just looked there and said, I'm about to cry.
She probably doesn't know what a guitar is either.
Well, make no mistake, she doesn't play instruments on her music. I mean, it's all like synthesizers, and it's all auto-tune, and it's all, you know.
Is it all samples? Is it all like pre-recorded stuff?
It's a lot of you know, like I guess it's like pre-recorded sound effects. It's not really sampling of other songs. It's a lot of, you know, basically, you know, what you've heard in you know, take a listen to her stuff on YouTube. I mean, certainly she could use the views.
And you know, you may like Van Halen, you may not like Van Halen. There are people that just don't like Van Halen. I know a couple people that don't like Van Halen.
But you know about it.
But you know who Van Halen is. I don't care how old you are or how young you are.
Yeah, I mean, she knew who Madonna was.
Yeah.
That one she got right, but she didn't like know Ghostbusters.
Well, yeah, not knowing Ghostbusters is kind of weird because even, you know, they did a reboot just like a few years ago of Ghostbusters. I'm sure she's heard Jump. I'm sure she's heard their songs. She just doesn't know them by name, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's her and her brother basically writing and producing the music. And, you know, again, she's very artsy. She's obviously very popular. You know, I'm not trying to slam the girl's music. It's a different style, obviously, than we as guitar players like. You know, it's different.
Well, yeah, if it's a different style, then
but at the same time, Jimmy goes, okay, finish this sentence of this band. Run DM, and she's looking at him like, I have no idea what you're even talking about. Like literally, like, you know, he asked her, do you know Huey Lewis in the News?
Is she Amish?
She's young, but at the same time, she knew Madonna, and that Madonna's not played currently or talked.
No, but she's a singer, so I would think she would know Madonna.
So is David Lee Roth. I mean, the entire, come on, Jump, Panama. You
Well,
still hear, if you go into an elevator, I guarantee.
he's not really a singer.
If you go into an elevator, I guarantee you're hearing Panama and some Guns N' Roses.
That's what I'm saying. I know she's heard Jump because Jump it was in a movie recently. That there was an EDM version of Jump. What's that guy,
Crowbar says Eilish is Amish.
She is.
No, she can't be.
Well, there you go.
Why?
That'd be very funny.
Why can't she be?
Ernest Ellison or Eisen compares her to Fiona Apple. Similar looking, but the music style is different.
Yeah,
you've heard
Fiona.
the music,
Fiona
right?
is a rock and roll. Fiona Apple's rock and roll.
Fiona writes her own music. She plays her own instruments.
Yeah, Fiona's I think more of a musician,
but she's been around for years.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been around since at least the 90s. Or maybe
she's at least 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's certainly heard of these people, but like it's just kind of mind blowing. Obviously, it's all over the internet that she's like really, really clueless on like 80s pop culture, and even though Van Halen transcends that, like I said, I get a part of it. Like I wouldn't know stuff from the 40s, but I do know stuff from the 60s before I was born. So this, this wasn't stuff that like is so obscure, I mean, I guess she's like really attached to like her iPhone and just, looking at various random things. But, Reza Khan says, I'll bet she knows Motley Crue. Well, we'll see. That may be the opening act. Wouldn't that be a pisser?
Yeah, she'll be the opening act for that tour. But I mean, John, you know how this stuff works. To get publicity, you act a certain way, you say a certain thing just to get the attention.
But make no mistake, I mean, this was not something she did for attention. I mean, she just didn't know this stuff. And like I said, I understand a certain amount of it. Maybe she wouldn't know about Gremlins. Okay, you didn't see that movie. But like Ghostbusters.
Well, in her defense,
go ahead.
The people that grew up in our time.
Back in my day.
We were movie people. We were movie watchers. Kids today don't watch movies, they play games. They watch movies. They stream them though. Yeah, but they don't watch they don't watch whole movies.
No, what
the intro?
What Nesdal is saying is the attention. Well, it's not just kids now; it's everybody now. The attention span is you're on to the next thing. Like you look at your phone, you're going through Instagram, liking stuff. It's everything is so quick these days.
Sex with me, it's just done.
Yeah, on that note.
Yeah, look, I think Wolfgang did the classiest thing. I really do. I mean, he basically put out, look, her music's cool. It's different style than ours. Check it out. And
I've got it right here. Wolfgang said, if you haven't heard of Billie, what's her name?
Eilish.
If you haven't heard of Billie Eilish, go check her out. She's cool. If you haven't heard of Van Halen, go check them out. They're cool too. Music is supposed to bring us together, not divide us. Listen to what you want and don't shame others for not knowing what you like. Well, and yeah, that's the perfect answer. And I saw the Kimmel thing the other day and didn't think much of it because it was real quick, you know. But yesterday, the whole thing freaking blew up on Twitter. This whole thing happened on Twitter, and Van Halen was the #1 trending topic. It said, for me, it said in California.
It was everywhere.
All day yesterday.
Absolutely.
And I actually responded. I sat here for like an hour right here on Twitter and responded to, I don't know how. You guys can go to my Twitter. It's at johnnybeane. Go to replies, and you can see all the people I responded to over that hour. Probably like 100 people or something. And I can't tell you how many tweets I saw from people saying there was a lot of people who didn't know who Van Halen was. You know, there's a lot of people who said they didn't know who they were, or even people in their 30s. There was guys saying, I'm 30 and I've never heard of Van Halen.
That
Yeah,
blows
you
my
know?
mind. And again, obviously, we're big fans of Van Halen, but apparently Post Malone didn't know who Ozzy Osbourne is. And I get different styles, different age genres, but I mean, look, I've heard of Jefferson Airplane. I've heard of Mama Cass.
Yeah, but again, and people from our era were really into music. We were into checking out not only the bands of the 80s, but the bands that came before us.
That's true.
The kids of today don't care. They don't care. That's why they say music is dying. It's a dying thing. I hope it's not.
Definitely playing your own instruments is.
But it's just proof positive that the kids of today don't give a shit about music.
And get off Nestor's lawn.
He'll be saying that to you in about 5 minutes.
I know. He's already packing my bags. That's where he went when he walked away.
Damn
He's
right.
like, to putting the stuff in my bag. It's already in my. It's already in my car. It's like,
God, can't wait. Get on the goddamn plane already.
And Desiree's talking to him off camera, like, come on, get it.
Yeah, all Desiree wants to do is get the fuck off camera.
She just wants the house back.
It's crazy, because back in the day, in the 80s, we would go to the supermarket or whatever it is and buy the magazines just so we could get the information that was maybe several months old by then,
Sure.
And we were just digging just to find any information on the bands that we liked, any news. These days now you got freaking YouTube, you got the internet where you can look up anything at any time on your phone. And it's so information. It's so like, I'll hear a song. I'll be in my car. I'll be in the, store. I'll hear a song and I'll think, well, that's kind of cool. And I'll remember the lyrics and I'll type it into my phone and it pulls up the song, pulls it up.
I Shazam it now.
Like instantly. And is the technology today has made it so easy to find that stuff out. But yeah, a lot, some people or some kids of today, they use it for, they don't take it, they don't really take advantage, of
the technology to learn about,
And
make no mistake, I want to be real crystal clear about this. I'm not saying this woman is stupid.
Neither am I.
I'm not at all. Dave's not. We're not at all. She's very talented. She seems intelligent. It's just surprising to people of our age range, which is clearly mid-20s, that we can't even comprehend not knowing certain things of pop culture that we grew up with so big, larger than life, like Van Halen, like Ghostbusters, she knew Madonna, but it's just shocking to us, and Metal Soda says it best. I didn't know who Frank Marino is.
Well, quite frankly, Frank Marino is not, at the tip of everyone's tongue.
Well, then fuck you, Metal Soda. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I didn't know who that guy was either.
I didn't know who he was. But you know what? He's not like as big, obviously, as Van Halen or in this case, like I said, to my embarrassment, I didn't know who Billie Eilish was until this morning. And she has like 600 million views on YouTube on her videos and up to 6 Grammys. I should at least know this.
I followed her. I was going to say I followed her back. I followed her on Twitter. And yeah, she has like 3 million followers and she's
watching right now.
Well, Raleigh Morgan says it also. He says, that's exactly what I did. I used this platform to find out about Van Halen, and that's how he found us guys.
There you go.
Thank you, Riley.
Awesome.
I think Riley is 15 or 16, something like that. He's a very young man.
And thank you for watching, Riley. Yeah. We really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting with us old folks. And let me tell you, stay in school and stay off drugs and keep away from those women. They're all harlots.
Oh, yeah. Don't do drugs.
Don't knock them up.
Play your guitar.
Definitely play your guitar.
And share these videos.
Yeah, tell all your millennial friends.
Print up flyers, take them to school, say watch Johnny Beane TV.
Write it on all the lockers and marker.
Yeah.
And
I
then
gotta get
say Mancuda told you to do it.
new stickers made up, man. No, I do have stickers.
Now, and Mike Nee says he's never heard of Danger Danger or Andy Timmons, but keep in mind, as great as Danger Danger is, as much as we personally love Andy, he's not, and they're not as big pop culture icons as Van Halen. Van Halen was a big, big, big worldwide phenomena from the 70s right up through what, the early 2000s, I guess.
And unless you're a guitar player or like a hardcore rock music, 80s rock musician, you probably wouldn't know who Andy Timmons is.
Right.
Yeah.
But everybody knows the name Eddie Van Halen.
Yes.
Everybody.
I mean, he's current in the news right now. It's, you have to know someone that historic, just pop culture royalty. And Shauna Marie is absolutely correct, Riley. Don't listen to anything I say as an example of how to live your life. I have failed miserably in life, and I'm not a good role model.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're about to say goodnight.
Yeah, this is like trauma for someone of your age group, and I apologize, Riley. And don't use the F word like I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone give a thumbs up for Howie. He's having
a rough day.
sitting there very patiently,
waiting for his walk.
Well,
yeah, there's not going to be a walk.
His roll, his
Yeah. No, Howie, the past couple days, Howie has had a lot of trouble walking. And so he's
hung like a bear. It's hard to drag.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. That's why. That's why those things, his package is so huge.
Gets in the way. In the snow, you just see 4 paw prints and a line in the snow.
A yellow line.
Just a big line dragging.
But yeah. Thumbs up for Howie, because this channel was made because of Howie.
Yes, please.
And he's listening. Yeah, he's having some hard times right now. So
yeah. Off camera, I'll tell you what you can do to maybe help that a little bit. No, stop it.
What? The dog likes to come too. You're an idiot. I'm just saying. Well, listen. Thank you all for watching tonight. From myself, Jonathan Mancuda, please check out my Facebook page. And remember, it's Giving Tuesday. There's still time to give to a good charity. On my Facebook, I'm stumping for an animal shelter. So please feel free to give even $1, $5, anything. It'll give you good karma. Dave, the guitar whisperer.guru.
Yes.
If for all your guitar work and custom shop needs. And Johnny, that way. Johnny Beane.
This one.
Please subscribe and leave thumbs up.
Yeah.
And,
please subscribe, because I'm about to lose all my subscribers thanks to YouTube.
We're about to go down to 10 people.
Yeah. All those subscribers we paid for, forget it.
Yeah. That's all. That's all happening. That's gone.
I've never paid for any internet. Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
I've
there's people out there, they pay for the followers, for the subscribers, for the likes, for the shares. I've never done any of that. Ever on Instagram, Twitter, MySpace. I have like 30,000 friends on MySpace.
Well, it's just because
I have
your
Tom.
dog.
I just have Tom on MySpace. It's just me and Tom. I think we're the only 2 MySpace people that still exist. And by the way, I'll be appearing at the end of a highway off ramp. I'll be that person with a sign. Will make you laugh for food. So please look for me, and try not to hit me with your car.
Good night, everybody.
You have the golden. Are you golden voice?
Golden like a shower.
Remember that guy, Golden?
Oh, Golden Voice, the homeless guy that gets.
Remember that dude?
I do.
He had like the most amazing voice, and he did Kraft macaroni commercials. Look at this. Now I got it. Kraft macaroni commercials.
When I'm in a box, you can bet I'm looking for my mac and cheese. He had a big, long Frankenstein head and a really good radio voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what he's doing.
He's back in a box. He's under a bridge right now, wishing he had that mac and cheese.
He had a face for radio.
Yeah, he sure did. I do too. All right. Look, thank you all for watching. We love you guys. Please leave comments. You enjoyed the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Leave comments down below on playback.
Up.
And maybe one day we'll read them like we're supposed to.
Yeah. We're supposed to read them, but
we'll read them on the air. You know, leave comments down below. The best comment, you know, I'll pin to the top. Yeah. Ted Williams. That was him.
Yeah, and remember, on the other side of that glory hole, it could very well be me. So please tip generously. It is Giving Tuesday. Oh, Dave swallowed too.
Dave's like, that was you? Oh, no.
Dave's realizing, wait a minute, that lipstick smear.
Dave's like, that crotch smells familiar.
Thank you so much for that blowjob. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Okay, we love you guys. Have a good night, everyone. Rock on.
Johnny Beane TV, good night.
Bye.
Nah, back in my day.